I'm Colleen with your Literary Pros. Thanks for joining us today. And I would like to invite you to subscribe and like our YouTube channel and share it out with anybody you think would be interested in hearing about what we talk about, what we have to share. And also, if you or anyone you know has any questions about publishing, editing, proofreading, the publishing process, that type of thing, let us know and we'll be happy to talk about it and when we do our video chats. Hi, today I am going to talk about humans and AI's effects on creativity. Humans create emotions, experiences, and tell stories. AI mimics them. So AI mimics what is given to them. They just throw it out. But I want to tell you that I have an issue with AI only because of my past experiences of technology changing so much. But I do realize that technology is always changing and you have to change with it. But it almost seems like it changes faster than we can blink our eyes. And like I said, I realize that AI does have the potential to improve workflow efficiency, and a lot of people use it to brainstorm ideas. I know several people who use it to brainstorm ideas for either titles of blogs or their social media, that type of thing. It's not about the technology changing that I have the issue with. It's when technology takes the humanity out of the equation, takes the humans out. And in my 30 years of experience being an entrepreneur, I have witnessed and I have also been affected by technology doing just that, taking the humans out of the equation so people lose their businesses, people lose jobs. And so hopefully AI will not do that. It will become better as it goes. But today, what I want to talk about is humans are better than AI, to put it bluntly. So I'm going to briefly go over today that how AI, it's a tool, it's not human. The differences between AI and human writers, human creatives, and why human creativity cannot be replaced. And when I talk today about, if I mention authors or writers or artists or songwriters, that type of thing, I'm really talking about any creative person. So I want to know that that's interchangeable. If I'm not speaking directly to one, I'm speaking to all creative people. So let's get started and start with how AI, it's a tool, it's not human. AI doesn't know what it's saying. It doesn't think or have a brain. It cannot create new ideas either because it doesn't understand the deep meaning or situation by what is being said or being taught, what it's being taught. So keep that in mind. It just cannot go that deep level of meaning or understanding because it's not human. What AI does do, though, is it spits out and reuses information that's already been written, information that's already been seen, and what information it has been taught, because it's taught this information. It's a computer. So the goal of AI originally was to eliminate the need for human creativity. It was for them to provide excellent quality output of text for everybody. But what it does instead is they found that it provides, at this time, surface level text. And whether that's content for articles, academic reports, book reports, song lyrics, whatever it is, they found out that whatever AI is putting out there is superficial. I came across an article when I was doing research on AI and that type of thing for writers and writing and different things. And the National Law Review article, there was an article I came across, and it said lawyers are sanctioned for citing AI-generated fake cases. And the gist of this case was that, hard lesson learned, a federal district court sanctioned 3 lawyers from a national law firm who cited artificial intelligence, AI-generated fake cases in motions. And of the motions they did, 8 of the 9 cases cited did not exist. So, the firm made apologies and said it was the first time they had used AI this way. They then implemented, policies, teaching, trainings, and safeguards so that it wouldn't happen again. My thought of food for thought is, imagine if these cases had not been scrutinized. I think that that's pretty scary. But anyway, things, got straightened out. They were scrutinized and found out, but that it could happen if people don't, or they expect that everything that AI spits out is truth. So then let's talk about what the difference is between AI and humans. Well, the main thing is originality and intelligence. Humans are original. They can create emotions, the experiences. They have different ideas, insights into different things, and they can interpret what is being said because we understand those underlying topics. We understand humor, we understand sorrow, irony, that type of thing. So as humans, we can persuade and make these emotions, experiences through writing. When we write compelling, convincing stories or song lyrics, when we create visual art, we can persuade, and we original when we make this up or create these things. An example is that writers, like I said, create new stories and craft engaging content. So whether it's fiction or nonfiction, writing does this. It makes people fall into a story or can't wait till what's next. And it creates the experiences or emotions, whether that's laughing so hard you cry or crying because of a sad story or even learning something. It creates that emotion of wow or sadness, but the emotion is created. And talented writers don't just put words on paper. They don't just songwriters don't just put lyrics on a scale. And artists, put thought into what they're sketching, what they're painting. They shape ideas, and these again create responses and they create feelings. And it's something that AI will never be able to do. Next, I'm going to talk about why human creativity can't be replaced. And that's because human writing, human creativity is superior to AI-generated writing and creativity. It's original, it has emotional depth, and it persuades. And it's original because in order to be creative, you have to have an imagination. You have to have curiosity. You have to want to be willing to change and the ability to change. It has emotional depth because human writing, whether it's lyrics, whether it's art shows, they sorrow, joy, laughter, human struggles, that all comes out no matter what in song lyrics, songs, and writing, books, that type of thing. And art, you can look at an art. I can't look at art because I never got art. But what I'm saying is when people look at art, so many people, you see, they have a feeling or experience something when they looked at a piece of art that someone has painted or drawn. It's really amazing the emotion that comes out of people. So whether that's writing, whether that's singing or art, any kind of creativity. It also can persuade. It's influential and it can be inspiring and moving. Just like I said, that's what books do. That's what art does. That's what songs do. It creates it can be moving. It can either make you laugh, it can make you cry. It can be influential if someone is sharing a story that is about their life and it's very moving. It can be influential and inspiring. So remember that great writing, it's not just about spewing words, and artistry is not just about throwing color or paint on a paper or canvas. It causes emotional responses and it's thought-provoking. That's what great writing, great creativity does. AI can't replace humanity because AI predicts the most likely output, the most likely outcome of what it's been trained, because it's trained using copyrighted materials, books, news articles, arts and paintings, different types of creative things that people have copyrighted. And they do it without getting the permission from the original creators who have made that through their hard work, their time, their money. AI generated writing also, it doesn't come from thoughts. Like I said, it just spews out what it's given. Whatever people feed it, it spills out and just talks about, doesn't talk, it spews out information that it has been given. It can't be original. And it doesn't have that depth or meaning that art, like I said, art, paintings do, books do. It just doesn't have that feeling or create that feeling or depth in it. And actually, it is also not intellectually engaging. People don't really have a conversation about what it's put out. Then there are important changes of AI, and this is important for any creative person. What's changed with AI? There's been a lot of theft of the intellectual property. And if you're creative, you probably know what intellectual property is. It's anything that you have created, whether that's art, whether that's a song, whether that's written a book, whatever it is you've created. It's also, I'll go into it in just a minute into more detail, but given the challenges of the theft of intellectual property, how can entrepreneurs and creatives safeguard their valuable ideas, the work that they've done, the time that they've put in? And it's recommended, and you do this, is just document whatever you do. Document your processes, document your writing, your ideas, and do it from start to finish. Then you have that backup, whether if somebody does use your information and steals it, you have the documentation that proves that you have written it. You have written the song, you have written the book, whatever that is. It's your personal, professional information. Copyrighted, you talk to a copyright attorney if you have this type of information that should be copyrighted. So make sure you do that. I'm not an attorney. I'm just suggesting you talk to somebody. But this goes into effect like when I say document, if you create a course, document it from beginning to end. Keep your outline, keep your words. Do you do webinars? That's your intellectual property also. How about a workshop? That type of thing. Anything that is yours that you have created, document it, document it, document it. That's really important. You also want to decide what you're going to put on the internet. Even if you copyright it, it's still yours. But when you put it out there, people can steal it. People can use it, and you may not ever find out about it. And that's scary, again, because these artists that have made songs, and people are, they steal these songs and do these videos or movies. That's not fair because they put their hard time and work into it. And so we shouldn't allow this to be happening because AI is trained through this stuff. Again, songs are input, books are input, information's input, and that's what they're trained on, this copyrighted material that people have already created. So that's my really big problem with it. Again, taking the humanity out of anything. So then there's also the blurring of originality. Like as they say, as AI generated content becomes more sophisticated, the ability to distinguish between original human creations and AI creations is probably going to become more challenging. So just make sure that you copyright your material, whatever that is. That's my suggestion to you, and talk to an IP attorney. They'll help you. So in closing, again, my issue with AI is the ethical issue. It's the way it's being used regarding artists, writers, authors, designers, humans, anyone that has used their skill, knowledge, and creativity, and because of the way it's being used, isn't being recognized. That's my issue with it, and taking the humanity and the humans out of it. So if you're using AI, what I would suggest is just make sure you're using it ethically, and also don't take it as truth. I've talked to people who say, well, I went into AI and they told me blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, how do you know that's the truth? Make sure you know it's the truth. And I'm sure many people do it and use it. And as a creative, you could use it, but just make sure nobody's using your creativity. So if you've enjoyed this and learned something new in this video, please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel and leave a comment. And also share it out with people, and we'd love to hear your thoughts and your takes. Have a great day.